for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Detroit Lions. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
18.
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
That's good for a Bears first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10.
Alert, 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 alert.
They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2.
At the 46-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Trubisky will throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line.
Check.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Check hot route.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check 43. 4 down. Alert. Check your hot read.
On second down, it's Collins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
4 down. Even.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And they work this near the 5. They'll be stopped at the 6. 12 more yards there. Down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, first and goal. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal.
Brings up second down and goal to go.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal.
Get in the weight room.
Now Trubisky. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. It's a gain of 7 on the carry, but they'll need to double that here. It's 3rd and 14.
And it's 3rd down.
Set. 180. 137. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. Hey, look, give me radar. It's just me and you. It's just me. Hurry. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
First down, a run with Cohen. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
180. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, but now it'll be 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check it back.
Now a carry for the fullback. This is Tommy the handle. Oh, he's trying to plow ahead, but I don't think he got there. He did it. That's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
At the 37-yard line.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter. After one, our score 9-6. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
Alert! 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
61. Matchbox lights.
Man, kill.
On 2nd down and 4, Trubisky. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell his mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, a design run for their wideout. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. 2nd straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Throwing is Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously, been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach, when he ordered the field goal, please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Check three.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. A gain there of 21 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They'll run on 1st down. Collins. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hatchet.
On 1st down, Cohen. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
2 times. Go down. Back.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Right there, 56. Now watch one. Shift. Blue. Yep.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. So that'll back them up 5. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. And if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll run the option right here on 1st down. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 9 yards on the 1st down. Keeper it at 2nd and 1.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Hey, 18.
Watch the slant.
18.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Wild Bill.
On 2nd and a yard. Trubisky. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. So that is 3 interceptions now in this 1st half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Throwing deep for Galladay. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Check three.
Easy.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Set. Blue 60.
Exit.
Line 70.
Go.
Hey. Line 7.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Now he's flushed out left. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
On first down, Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Here's Trubisky to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be taken about the 12. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Flush to his right. Got a man, it's Amendola. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 21 yards there on third down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Hey, 50. Hey, go here.
Stafford on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to the air, Stafford on second down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Hey, Charlie. We ain't giving him nothing.
On third down, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Stop.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Trubisky now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, exit.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he completes it to Cohen. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
That's another Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! You think you're going to get there? You think you will?
Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down.
Hey, 5-0! 37's the mic. Mike 37.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the Bears' 43-yard line.
Set. 280. 37. Hey, watch your leg. Watch the ship. Watch Omaha. Ready, move.
Play action. Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 32-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Stafford looks to throw again. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
This one taken just inside the 10. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And on that,
goes.
the kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Stafford. James has got it. Complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On first down, Stafford here. He'll get this one to Galladay. The 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And he's not going to get in as a try for two comes up empty. So they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Come to my world.
Trubisky gives to Cohen. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Check 56. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he slides to avoid the hit. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jarrett Davis coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
4 down, 4 down.
Trubisky will throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's gonna be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Lions will take over.
1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Well, there to make the tackle, Khalil Mack. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Stafford now to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
First down, Lions.
If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. To throw is Stafford. Screen play, Johnson. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
58, come on. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Here's Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Check back, check back. 32. 58 to Mike. All day, just like that.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 33.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Lions are going to jump back in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1, you want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Joker. Check 24, check 24.
Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Bears on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Going up top for Miller. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL.
corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some.
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
Here comes Amendola. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that up? And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. Though they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
On the draw, it's Jackson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They'll try to run forward with Collins. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. After the sack on first down, Stafford, and this will be incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's got Curse. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in a 2-point ball game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Being chased out left, and it's incomplete. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Stafford now to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Give them 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the 50, Stafford. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, over-excited, and blow an assignment and give up the big 1st down.
32.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. Got a man. It's Amendola. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Now Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bag play.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The tackle there by George Odom.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words. Make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. And his kick is good. Despite the rainstorm, a good snap, a good hold, and the kick went through. And the Lions are going to win this game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Detroit, it's a rare bright spot in what's been a tough season as they move to 2-7 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis,